Good evening. That was rubbish, wasn't it? I can think of a lot worse words than rubbish, actually. But that was rubbish. That was poor. And Joe, the most annoying thing about it was completely expected. I think in my preview I said if we play Casemiro and Eriksen together, we're going to get completely overrun in that midfield. We got completely overrun in that midfield. I think I would like to see Ahmad back in the wing-back spot. I think we just look a lot more potent when we put it on teams and we have a winger in the wing-back role that's looking to attack. Otherwise, we have 6 defenders and 4 attackers. And the balance just isn't quite right with that. When the balance isn't quite right with that, we don't look potent and we don't look like we can defend really well either, which doesn't quite make sense when you've got more defenders on. But the way we're defending isn't necessarily the open play defending. I mean, we got opened up a couple of times today. I think that was possibly more down to personnel than the system being a thing. I think Ugarte being in the team is a massive enabler of how this team needs to play. Casemiro and Eriksen was never going to work as a partnership, and Zirkzee dropped in a genuine 0 out of 10 performance, which is why they brought Maino in and moved Eriksen up to sort of play as one of the number 10s. That wasn't even the case, really. He was kind of still playing in midfield. He didn't give the potency of playing ahead of the line or being someone that could potentially run in behind. He's just dysfunctional. But we're so easy to score goals against. It wasn't set plays this time, but it was crosses. Just not dealt with. Maguire for one, Martinez for the other. Onana got near neither. I've had a look at the stats for the passing and I don't know how it's so good. I mean, Eriksen and Casemiro both lost the ball 14 times apiece. Maino, played an hour when he came on, had a very high pass completion rate, only lost the ball 5 times. I thought he looked really good actually when he came on. Combative, covered ground well. I think him and Ugarte are the obvious sort of starting partnership that plays together in that too. But we have to go back to having Ahmad as one of the wing-backs for sure. Maybe Ahmad on one and Mazraoui on the other, because Dalot, he looks a shell of himself, doesn't he? Like, I don't think he's put in a good performance under Amorim. I could be wrong on that, but I feel like he's not putting a good performance under Amorim. Mazraoui's fell off a little bit since he's been playing on the right wing-back role, with Dalot on the left side. He was working real nice as the sort of right side centre half with Ahmad in front of him. He's kind of fell off a little bit. I mean, Zirkzee only completed 3 passes. Yes, he was only on the pitch half an hour, but he lost the ball so much, so often, and just in weird situations that you didn't need to be losing the ball in the time and places that he was losing the ball. Højlund, another anonymous performance. Outside of Ahmad and Maino, I mean, Martinez doesn't look good at the moment. Maguire's is not the one. De Ligt hasn't looked good for a month, maybe. It's really looking bleak at the moment. What are we, 4 straight defeats? For all the people that were like, once Bruno and Rashford get out of this team, watch us. January's massive, and with the cost cutting that we're seeing from the club, I just don't feel like there'll be any purchases. Not massive ones. Maybe there's something in the Osimhen Rashford swap. Maybe there's something in that. I have no idea. I couldn't tell you. But maybe there's something in that. If there's something in that, you might at least get someone who can lead the line in Osimhen. Obviously, you're drawing a line on the Rashford chapter for good then, but Amorim's getting increasingly agitated. Doesn't look cool on the sideline. Looks like his fucking napper's falling off. In my review that I did with Joe or Jay last week, whenever it was, and I said, you look at the next 2 games. I forgot about the Arsenal game. You look at Newcastle and Liverpool and you go, we're not winning those games. Now, obviously, we didn't win that game. Not only did we not win that game, it was easy for Newcastle, wasn't it? Like, Newcastle were not good, but they were 2 or 3 levels better than us. Way more settled, way more potent, way more in control. They took their foot off the gas middle of the second half and just let us have it and deal with it because they knew we weren't going to do fuck all if we did. So, I'd say strap in. I see people turning on the manager at the moment. Why? Like, if you're turning on the manager, it's because your understanding of what managers do in football is incorrect. It's flawed at best, right? It's down to the personnel and the players that you can get. There's things managers can do to get a little bit of a better tune out of teams and certain players. There is, right? But it's overestimated what that can be. You could bring Fergie back with Matt Busby as his assistant right now. They're not winning a title with this team. They might improve us a little bit, but they're not getting a fucking title out of this team. This team is dog shit. When I go through, I do like the personnel in defence. I've said it all season, and I think the midfield has more or less got the pieces there. We just haven't got the right flavour or understanding with them just yet. But the attack is shit. Shit. Not like it's under par, not it's out of form, it's shit. When you go and look at, I'm not even talking about Manchester United teams that have won titles. When I look at Manchester United teams in the last 10 years, they are better than this. Lukaku is better than Højlund. Zlatan is better than Højlund. An old fucking finished Wayne Rooney is better than Højlund. Nani is better than any of the wingers at this football club at the moment. A broken fucking Anthony Martial is better. When you look back and see recently at the football club we had Greenwood and Sancho and Ronaldo and Tony Marshall, we don't have any of them no more. What we are seeing at the moment, I think football's down on the whole regardless. It just is. But this Manchester United team, you are fucking deluding yourself if you think that this team comes anywhere. Alexis Sanchez would be our best fucking attacker right now. And he was shit because we had a fucking higher standard of what an attacker was meant to do and be. He's nowhere near the level of what a Robin Van Persie is or was. But he'd be our best attacker right now. Right now. And that's the situation that we find ourselves in. And the problem that we've got is because the money has been mismanaged for fucking 20 years. That if United now try and fix this, it's going to be costly. And you can't afford to make mistakes. Because you are being overtaken by everybody. We're not even above West Ham. And this West Ham team are fucking abysmal. But this close to Everton and Palace. I was wrong the other day when I said we're not in a relegation fight. We fucking might be. There's teams that have gone down who had more points than Manchester United have got right now. Now, I fucking somehow deluded myself into thinking that we've probably got enough oh my God, to stay up, to not get dragged into a relegation fight. But, I could easily be wrong. It ain't getting better before the Liverpool game. Fucking strap in. It's gonna fucking suck. Take your fucking medicine. I'm gonna have to. We're all gonna have to. In a bit.